Max Eberle, a champion at every level of the game. From junior national titles to collegiate dominance to the professional stage, where he stood among the very best. A Derby City 14.1 champion, a world straight pool medalist. Disciplined, proven, respected.
Welcome back, everybody. Touching on our title sponsor real briefly, it's J Flowers Cues. Go to jflowerscues.com. They have the best jump cues, the best break cues, the best playing cues, and the best cases in the industry. Leading the charge right now with the lowest deflection on the market. It's jflowerscues.com. I am your host, Scott Frost. This is the Boom and Freezer Show, and I am with my man, Bobby Boom. But we have a special guest today, somebody we've been trying to get on for quite a while, and I'm grateful for it. It's Mad Max Eberle. Max, thank you so much for coming in today.
Hey, Scott, thank you, man. Happy to be here. And Bobby, good to see you. Thanks for inviting me on. You guys have a great show.
Thanks, Max. We appreciate it. I really do appreciate being on the air with us. Long time coming. I know you're living in the Florida area right now. Where are you originally from? I know you're from. Are you from Nevada?
Well, I'm actually just on the road in Florida right now. I was visiting family in Ohio for like 6 months since May, and then when it started getting real cold up there, so I came down here. I bought another van. Came down here about 6-7 weeks ago. I got family down here in Delray Beach, and I've been to Florida a bunch. They got good bass fishing and a lot of great pool. And I'm at Crooked Q in Clearwater, Florida right now. The owner, Jason, opened up the doors, very accommodating, beautiful pool room. Justin Hall actually plays out of here. My friend Casey Silvers plays out of here. A lot of good players. Like a night, you can see in the background, it's a really old school, cool looking pool room. And Tampa's great. So yeah, I'm just traveling through Florida, giving lessons, playing in whatever tournaments show up wherever I'm at. Did some bass fishing a couple days ago in Central Florida. Scott, I know you'd like that. You'd probably kill them over there.
Yeah, I love that area. Clearwater. Yeah. I have some big memories in Clearwater. One of my craziest road stories of my entire life that I've actually never even really told publicly. But Clearwater is you're living it up there in Clearwater. It's beautiful there. And the women aren't too bad there either, Max.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
A lot of Cuban girls.
The room is nice back there. Yeah, nice tables. How many tables they got there? Like 20? Looks pretty big.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, it's good amount of tables though. It looks good.
Yeah, maybe 15. Looks like all 9 footers.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You just got there, Max? Have you been there before?
I was here last night. I was here 3 years ago for the first time.
Okay.
So I just got in yesterday from Central Florida, Sebring, where Christina Tkach was doing a like exhibition and a little tournament in her name at BC Billiards, another really cool little pool room in Sebring.
Nice.
And, that's where all the lakes were. So yeah, I just rolled in last night. Stopped off at Flamingo Bar, stopped off at Long Stroke Billiards, and then this nice new pool hall. Something Brews. Darn, I can't remember the name, but a big, beautiful pool room with a lot of diamonds, and then Crooked Q. A lot of pool here, and in Tampa, and Bradenton. They got Livingston's.
I saw a picture of you with our guy, one of our sponsors, of course, Classic Billiards, Dave Fortosiak, in South Florida, right? You've been in Classic Billiards, right?
Oh, I was there for like 3 weeks, hanging out every day. Dave's the man. Dave and Leah.
Yeah, I was just with you there.
That's right.
I just saw Max there. Max was stealing my students. He was over there teaching all my students. I teach my students how not to play so I can go back. Max is teaching them all how to play.
I was getting them ready for you, Scott.
No, I love it, buddy. I love it. It's a great area. Great area.
Let's talk a bit about Max. So for somebody out there that's not knowing Max Eberle, you've been a pro for a long time, right? What are you now? Are you 54, 55?
I'm 53. I'll be 54 in November. So my first pro tournament, I think I was 18, probably the U.S. Open, because I'm from Virginia. I grew up in Virginia anyway, even though I'm from Ohio. So I used to go down to Norfolk and watch Varner, Siegel, Strickland, Buddy Hall, all the guys. And before I even started playing, I got to go down and watch that. That was awesome. You remember those days, both you guys?
Yeah, man.
Oh, of course, classic days. You know,
the Lake Ride Hotel down there in Norfolk. It had like chandeliers and mirrors on the wall. It was like right out of the movie The Color of Money, you know, with the green room.
It was awesome. Yeah, that was a great place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was really looking forward to having you on the show, because you know so much about the game. You've been around, and we call it the golden era, but back then when they have, you know, all the crazy times, and of course you're involved in it now as well. Your name's still everywhere. We see it playing in the big events. Tell me a little bit, what's the biggest difference you notice between the professional now compared to when you were first coming up, you know, 20 something years ago? What do you think? What do you think the biggest difference is?
A lot younger on average, and a lot more serious in terms of training, a little less partying. You know, back in the day, the guys, the generation ahead of us, they were wild. You know, guys like Jimmy Reed, Larry Liscotti, like real characters, and you know, they had tons of awesome stories. Like Larry Liscotti was telling me stories at the Stardust once. He was playing blackjack and just telling me like how he's hanging out with Michael Douglas in Colorado, up in the mountains in Aspen, Colorado, and it's got some great stories. Jimmy Fusco, you know, all those guys came up in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and you know, some, I don't know how much we should talk about, but
talk all you want. Jimmy Fusco, I loved him. Liscotti, I loved him. Yeah,
he was super nice guy. Both of them real nice guys and characters, and somehow they got tied in up in Aspen, and Larry Liscotti became friends with the actor Michael Douglas, and he used to party with him. He was saying that Michael Douglas was like a sex addict, and of course he's a movie star, so he's having his fun up there. But they used to hang out and party all the time. So someone had the idea to do like this tournament on video in this real nice hotel ballroom over there, and that's where they filmed Billiards, the Basics, and the Best. Remember that, you guys, where they're all wearing tuxedos? And it was like Siegel.
Was that like a show, like a movie or a TV show, or was that more of
a VHS production?
Oh,
yeah.
It was like a training video almost, right? Kind of back then.
Yeah, it was like where they doing little races to 5, but then also they did little lesson sections.
Yep. And
I think even Pretty Boy Floyd did this whole. I think he did his videos out there.
Jimmy Mattia.
Yeah, the hustler, where he's talking about how to hustle. He's wearing a tuxedo. Turns out a friend of mine in Vegas actually met the guy who produced those, and got the whole story from him. And it was like, it was a VHS production though. So I think they would sell it on ESPN. They would have these commercials about the videos, and you could order them for like $19.95. And they'll send you the VHS tape.
Yep.
But you know what I think it was it Larry Liscotti? He was telling me he was selling a cue, and he was saying that you could draw the ball better with this cue than any other cue.
That's Larry Liscotti in a nutshell, right there.
Well, back then you could get away with it too.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing: that what he did is he took a cue ball to a machinist and had him hollow the cue ball out.
Oh no!
And then so he says, "Here's Jimmy Fusco, a world-class player, drawing the cue ball." So Jimmy shoots a shot with a regular cue ball, and the ball kind of comes back maybe one table length. And then Larry gets up there with a hollowed-out cue ball and a special cue that he's selling. And he hits the ball and draws, and it's like zoom, 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 zooming back and forth. He said they made like $30,000 on the first night of the infomercial.
Oh, that's too funny.
Oh man, I knew Larry Liscotti real well. He grew up. I grew up in his pool room, World Championship Billiards in Manchester, Connecticut. His son still lives in Connecticut, Lance. So we talk all the time. That's a great story.
Yeah, I haven't met Lance, but I think we're friends on Facebook and say hi to him once in a while on there. That's pretty cool. I think he really appreciates all the love from the pool players.
Yep.
Lance is a good dude. Lance is a good dude. I know him quite well.
Yeah.
Does he play a little bit?
He does play a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how good he plays. I've talked to him more than I've met him. I've met him once or twice, but I think he plays pretty good, right, Bobby?
Yeah. I'd say 620-ish, right around.
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
25. Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah. Did you ever play Larry Scott?
No,
Did I?
You ever have a chance at all? Because we never
No.
talked about that. So no.
No, I don't know. I didn't know Larry near as well as I knew the guys like Jimmy Reed and Pretty Boy Floyd, Mattia, those guys back then, Keith McCready, obviously. I was around more. I don't know. I'm sure Max has got some Keith. I just saw the look on his face, and I know he spent a lot of time in California, so I'm sure he's got some good Keith stories.
I didn't see Keith a whole lot, actually. He was already moved out to Virginia with, Jenny.
She saved his life.
Yeah, so he was pretty much gone by the time I got there. I heard a lot of stories about him. But Jimmy, I got to know Jimmy a little bit. And,
Oh yeah,
he was quite a businessman. Actually, I didn't know he was such a successful bookie.
yeah, he was big.
Yeah, so he was.
We were real
kind of
close.
Big shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Jimmy.
Yeah, we were real close because he was close with Jack Cooney, and Jack Cooney and Jimmy, Pretty Boy Floyd, and then Billy and Cardona. Those three were kind of like, a trio, the Three Musketeers for a long time.
That's awesome to hang out with those guys. And,
Yeah.
Learn from them and just be around them. Jimmy was cool. He would wear his sunglasses
All the
inside.
time. Yeah. His
like
future was
Hollywood.
bright. His future was bright. Well, that's the difference, though, right? Like, and going back to Bobby's question, you don't think about it a lot, but now, and I'm not knocking it. And I don't know what's caused it. Is it social media that's kind of caused the lack of the character? Because I don't know what it is, but in our era, the characters were just every player was an actual colorful character, right? Every single one of them. And now it's more like, to your point, Max, they're a serious player. And there's nothing wrong with it. They're much more disciplined, much more serious, much more geared to being better every day. But I just wonder what attributes to that. Is it because of the prize money? Is it because of social media? Camera phones? What is it?
I feel that it's social media that you can't do what he was talking about, Larry. You can't take the center part of the cue ball out anymore and get away with it. So when we didn't have social media like that, we had those people who were drawn into it because they could make money. Nowadays, it's probably a little different. And the structures there, so I think that's a little bit.
Yeah, all eyes are on you, right? Like you really can't get away with anything anymore.
No. So I think the characters kind of stay back in the background a little bit more than, but we have characters here now. We still got some. We got me. I'm a character. I'm hanging out with all the pros. How about Dave Bartosiak? He's a different character.
Oh man,
we're involved in the pool world.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Different eras, I think. Different.
But the top players back then were the characters, right? Like they were the main cast. And they're just completely different world back then. But I'm grateful to see the end of that or see that. I thought it was a special time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, back to the partying thing, most pool halls were smoking, and there was more drinking and more there was amphetamines back then. You hear the stories of the Black Beauties, like people were popping those.
Yeah, the white crosses.
Candy.
Yeah,
and they're for sure playing pool for 3 days, and I mean, just that whole lifestyle lent itself, and then all the hustling without the social media, where you could actually go around and hustle, and it was and then Minnesota Fats was like the role model on TV.
Yeah,
so the better you could talk, the cooler you were, right? So
yes,
just that whole environment that kind of everybody wanted to be like that. And Pretty Boy Floyd was like Minnesota Fats' protege, that's where he learned to talk like that.
Yep.
I mean, even though he's probably kind of a natural, but he did go on the road, didn't he, with Minnesota Fats? He got to know him real well.
Yeah, he did. Rudolph Wonderone was Fats' real name, and I actually got to go to dinner with him about a year prior to him passing. But I met him one time. Yeah, he was a little bit grumpy in his elder years, but he was definitely a showman, Fats.
It was unbelievable. His stroke was beautiful too. I saw him hit a ball when I was 16 in the junior nationals, and he was stood straight up and banked this ball in so smooth. I was like, damn, I mean, he could actually play.
Let's talk a little bit about the junior nationals. You won a couple champions as a junior, right?
Yeah, the juniors. When I was 18, I finally won that. I was playing against guys like Chan Witt, who won it in '89.
Yep.
And Coltrane He won his 14 and under division in 90, and I ended up playing him in the semifinals in 91. And he scratched on the break hill, and then I ran out and I got to play Chan, and I finally beat Chan where he had been beating me in the finals in the junior 9-ball. Pete Sinkler's. Did you ever play in that, Scott? Pete Sinkler.
I played in
national 9-ball.
Well, I played the junior nationals. The first year I started playing pool, I just turned 17, right? So I really couldn't draw my ball, but I didn't miss much. And Coltrane, it would have been, I believe, 94. It would have been 94. Coltrane beat me in that event, and Mike Ranella. Do you remember Mike Ranella?
I remember Mike, yeah. He
Real good player. Yeah. Actually, I think
player.
he or Coltrane won the one that I played in. And when I had first started playing those, or I only played it 1 year, I was just shocked at how good those guys played. They made me feel like I was that big, you know what I mean? Because I was just coming in. I hadn't been playing. The people that got me started playing pool wanted to take me there, and it was in Kansas City. I'll never forget it. When I saw Coltrane and Mike Ranella play pool, I was like, oh gosh, I'm in the wrong building. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was supposed to be there, but it was really a good experience.
Yeah, it was competitive back. I mean, we had a lot of the guys in those tournaments became champions, you know, and they're still out there playing. And
yes,
yeah, a lot of legends, and we were so competitive. We all wanted to just destroy each other.
Yes.
Back then, it was cool environment.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, then after that, I went to college. I always wanted to try to beat Nick Varner. He won the collegiate nationals twice, so I wanted to win it 3 or 4 times. But I didn't quite get there because I got second in the regionals. But you had to win first in the regionals to get a ticket to the nationals. So I finally did that. I told my mom, I said, if I win these regionals, I'm going to win nationals. And then I finally did.
How old did you start playing, Max? How old were you when you started playing?
I was 12 when I got serious about it, but I had always been playing a little bit here and there since I was like 5, because my grandpa, who was a hustler, he had a table in the basement that my dad bought from the YMCA for $100.
Okay. My
dad was a pretty charismatic, good talker also. And he told the people at the YMCA, he said, look, this table's bringing in the wrong element to the YMCA. Like you know, the wrong element.
Yeah.
So they sold it to him for $100 with all the balls and sticks. And my grandpa knocked out the wall in the basement, put up an I-beam, and then they put that table in there, Brunswick Commander table, and that's the table I ended up learning how to play on. There was a money game every Wednesday night in the basement. My grandpa invited a bunch of guys over. It would be like 5 or 6 guys playing quarter on the 5, quarter on the 9 ring game. And so
I remember those games.
That was the first time I ever won money, and dumped out all the quarters in front of my grandma on the living room floor, and she's like, "Oh my, oh dear."
Oh, that's great.
It was fun. But my grandpa would tell me stories about hustling after he finished eating every day after breakfast. He'd tell me about Willie Mosconi and how good he controlled the cue ball, and how to think when you're playing. He said, don't worry about if you're playing a champion, because they put their pants on one leg at a time. Just get out there and focus on running out. Don't think about the money. Just think about running out. And he was a great player. He traveled the country in the Great Depression and won money playing 15-ball and 9-ball and straight pool, and sent money back home to his wife and kids, and supported them during the Great Depression and beyond. And
that's crazy.
It was.
Well, my father went through. He was one of 7 other siblings, and they all went through the Great Depression as well. So that's insane. Yeah, that's interesting. I've not heard anybody do that through the Great Depression, which would be just crazy. Yeah,
probably ideal for a pool player, right? Because everybody's trying to scratch money. You get there, and everybody's trying to make a buck. So you try gambling. If you could get an edge by hustling or being the best player, you got it.
The Great Depression was what years? Late 30s, early 40s, I think. I'm pretty sure. It was the late 30s. My father was born in 21. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe it was the late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
I think it was a crash in the 20s, right?
29.
Yeah, 29. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So 10-year run, I think, for the most part.
Gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
So you're 19 years old. You're winning your juniors, and you think, all right, I'm going to play pool for the rest of my life. Or do you think because of all the teaching from your grandfather, I'm going to go on the road and just have fun and make a living? What were your thoughts at that point?
Well, if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't have gone to college. I wanted to, but my parents were going to pay for it. So I went, because I figured it'd be fun to go to college and party and play pool. So I wanted to win the collegiate nationals like Nick Varner and Dan Louie. And I finally did that 2 times. And then I started going on the road a little bit. Like 95, my first road trip was with Charlie Williams. So we took off from Newport News in my minivan, little Toyota minivan with a slanted front. Went down to Florida because CJ Wiley had just beaten Mario Cruz out of like 140,000. That's what we heard. So we were going down in search of Mario Cruz to see if we could make a big score. And we ended up going on a 9-week tour around Florida, hitting all the pool halls. And we ended up making it to Miami, and I played Mario for 5,000. Pickle backed me. And
Bobby Pickle?
But Bobby Pickle.
Bobby Pickle is still a
Mike.
friend of mine. Okay, he's in
Mike.
Jail, but he gets
not
out
Bobby
soon.
Pickle. No, I'm just trying to remember his last name. Great guy. But he
Anyway,
goes,
yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. So he Pickle backs us, and I play 25 ahead for 5,000 against Mario Cruz, and he gets ahead of me 12 games.
Did you say 25 ahead?
Yeah, because he thought he could outdistance me, right? So
you must have had some of them white crosses. I'm kidding. I know you weren't that way. I'm just kidding.
No. But if you quit, then you had to give up the money. You weren't allowed to take a break, right? So you had to eat while you're at the table while the other guy's shooting, and sleep while they're shooting if you wanted to sleep. And I'd never played for that much money, so I was a little nervous. And he played good. Mario Cruz plays really good, especially back then. And he was ahead of me 12 games. But I fought back and got back to even after 20 hours. And then we switched it to 15 ahead because we figured that 25 was a little too much. Yeah. So it was a lot. And this was at Sharpshooters in Miami. And then finally I got in stroke and took 10 hours, but I finally got there. But I remember he was trying to get me out of the zone. He was like, "Yo, he's in the zone now. He's in the zone. He's not missing the ball," trying to make me think about it.
Yep.
I was like, just don't pay attention to him. Just keep playing. And then he was like, "I'll put my cue up against yours." He had like this $5,000 cue. And I probably should have done that, but every time I heard about somebody betting their own cue, they always lost it, right? So Charlie and I huddled, and we decided it was bad luck to do that. Yeah, right. Yeah. So
smart move.
Yeah, because that would be a pretty big shark, right? You don't want to lose your cue. Also,
yeah. Well, I beat a guy in Minneapolis, Chad Warzika, and he just called me. I haven't talked to him in years. Actually, he sucker punched me once. I beat him out of his Cadillac STS, right? No, excuse me. I beat him out of 20,000 in Minneapolis. And then I let him put up his Cadillac STS. And everything inside of me told me not to do that, right? Everything, because I'm putting up the cash. He's putting up a car. But I'm thinking about driving back to Des Moines, Iowa in this Cadillac STS, right? It was red. It was already mine, right? And Chad Warzika played real good bartender, and he beat me. But my whole point is to what you just said. You're 100% right. There was something different when you didn't have cash up and you were putting something material up after you had won the set. It's different.
Is it more psychological? It's like you almost don't want to win, or you can't win, or it's
just more psychological. And I think it's stronger on the flip side. I think the opponent that's putting that material thing up is affected in a positive way than it is the guy that's on the other end, right? I think it works both ways for you.
All right, so you win that match, Max. You got 5,000 in your pocket. Is that what you did? Didn't you guys?
Well, Pickle ended up with most of the money because of all the table time and expenses and all this. So we ended up with like 1,400 of that 5,000, and I don't know how that worked out, but and then my car, the head gasket breaks on the car, so I got to put all the money to fix the head gasket, and then we end up we ended up back up in Orlando, and Jimmy at Pro Billiards offered us to be the house pro and move there and get 3 huts and a cot. And I ended up going back to Virginia. Charlie stayed there and became the house pro. And I went back to Virginia, and then ended up going to LA around 2001, around December 2001, moving out there to Hollywood, because I heard there was a great pool hall, Hollywood Billiards, and I knew one person in Hollywood. So I went out there. I just packed up another minivan and drove out there with all my stuff. And that's where the whole LA thing started.
What year was that?
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was 2001. Yeah, the end of 2001 that I went out there. Up until then, after Florida, I was mainly in the Mid-Atlantic, in Virginia, Maryland. And I was still playing, and I started playing in pro events and going around the country a little bit and representing. I went to the Dallas $1 Million Challenge. Remember CJ Wiley's? That was '96.
Of course, when Earl won it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I called the pool hall and I got CJ on the phone. I was like, "Hey, CJ, my name's Max Eberle. I want to play in your tournament." And he's like, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Well, I won the junior nationals and the collegiates, and I think I can be world champion one day." And he's like, "Okay, you can play." I was like, "Yes."
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Let's go.
So CJ gave me a shot and flew out there and did really well. I got 4th, beat a bunch of players, beat Shannon Dalton and a bunch of players. And Paul Potier ended up knocking me out. I saw Earl run those 11 racks actually.
Oh, you were there?
The room stopped. Yeah, everybody came around. It was crowded around. It's like standing room only.
Yeah.
And that was pressure. That was the biggest pressure shot
That
I've ever
combination.
seen in my life. That combination was unbelievable.
Yeah, that combination was insane, right? Was it? It was a 1-9 combination or a 2-9?
1-9.
And it was
break.
length of the table, and you had to cut the 1 into the 9, and the 9 wasn't even close to the corner.
Well, it was about like the 9 was like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
right
that's not
when
that.
it came up,
It's not a hanger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can't just hit it.
And about a 20-degree cut, and the cue ball, you got a bridge off the rail. The cue ball about maybe a foot off the rail, and the 1 ball's right out in the middle of the table.
Yep.
And I remember, Jay Helfer was racking, and he said that he talked to Earl afterwards, and Earl told him, he said, "Jay, I just wanted to give it a legitimate shot, legitimate chance to make the ball," and he did.
oh man, unbelievable.
It was a great shot, and he jumped up. Everybody was screaming.
That had to be
So
cool
that
to
was
be
cool.
there, Max. That had to
Yeah.
be cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Probably the other coolest thing I'd ever seen was Wu Cha-Ching win the World Championships when he was 16. To see him come back 5 games in a row in the finals and win that and shoot that 9-ball in with the bridge, that was unbelievable. I mean, you just couldn't help but root for the kid.
I remember it very well.
Yeah, for sure. I see you played some straight pool a little bit too, right? You won a couple of championships, 14-1, and a forgotten game that really not too many people talk about anymore.
Yeah, it still has some life. But yeah, no, because my grandpa was a straight pool player, and he was always telling me about Mosconi. So I figured I had to learn straight pool. All the old, like Siegels and Varners would always say you got to learn straight pool because it'll help you with all the games. And
So did you play? Would you play young, like in your basement table? Did you practice straight pool, or from early on?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think I finally ran 100 balls when I was like 16, maybe.
Oh, really?
16, 17.
That's strong. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's strong.
I was pleased, to finally get 100, and then I knew I was going to have to play good in 2006, the year Thorson won it. But I came real close to winning it. I was like undefeated the whole tournament just up until the end, and running like 127 and out, 109, 84 and out. I was just playing real good. But I knew I had to. I was like, man, I'm going to have to play amazing just to win some matches, and ended up playing real good that tournament. Played a little bit slow, but if you miss 1 ball, you might be sitting down. You might not shoot again. You know how it is. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, different times, right? Straight
But
pool.
Earl, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead with Earl.
Well, Earl has a pretty cool vision for straight pool. He thinks that
He
Pro
does.
Tour should be straight pool and it should be a 20-second shot clock.
He does.
which is kind of cool because it keeps you moving, right? Nobody really wants to watch slow player, so it's fun to play fast. But but if everybody plays with that 20-second shot clock, and Earl's like, straight pool is the best game. Takes the most skill. He said, "What do you think's easier, Max? Shooting at 80 in golf or running 150 in straight pool?" He says, "You hear about guys shooting 80 in golf all the time, but you don't hear that much about guys running 150 in straight pool."
Well, he's got a good point, right?
Yeah.
I just spoke to him. I literally called him I was telling Bobby this. I literally called him for I had a 2-second question, and we ended up on the phone an hour and 29 minutes, I think it was. And he was literally at his pool table every single day, 7 days a week. He runs in the morning, then he gets to the pool room, his little pool room with his pool table by 10 a.m., and he stays there until 5 p.m. or until he runs 100 balls. But the table he plays on is 4-inch pockets. It's a gold crown. It's 4-inch pockets.
Wow.
And the cloth is so worn out, Max, that the corners of the pockets, the rubber's exposed. Okay? And he's done that by design because he wants it to play even tougher. Can you imagine catching a piece of that rubber?
Yes,
the ball's never even gonna, no, it's never going in. So you talk about discipline, and that's kind of where I was headed with this. Max, I think most people are going to know who you are. But you, in my opinion, I've grown up around you my whole life. I felt like you were probably one of the most disciplined players that I'd ever been around. You took it serious, I mean, of course you had your beers here and there off the side when we had fun, but you were never crazy like that. You were very disciplined, very, very disciplined. You're still very disciplined. And I've always felt like, I don't want to say this in a way that offends anybody, including you, but I felt like you were underrated. I felt like you were literally going to break through and be an elite world-class player at any time and just start winning every event. Your game, I'm a big fan of your game. I'm a big fan.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I've always meant that. Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Coming from you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's great stuff. I mean, like I said, we touched on it earlier, from a young age, winning the juniors, and then you go to the collegiates. Now you're winning straight pool. I mean, not that many people could say that, if any, right? I think you're one of the only people ever to win all of those things, if I'm not mistaken, right, Max?
Yeah. I think those particular titles, yeah. Junior, collegiate, and then a world-class straight pool tournament. And the 9-ball, I was coming real close, Scott. Yeah, because you remember all that. Remember, I got second in Derby.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I was ranked 5th on the Pro Tour in 2003 and 4 at year's end, and Charlie made fun of me. He said I had a curse of third place because I got third in so many majors. And like you said, Scott, you were like waiting for me to break through and win a bunch. I was getting real close, and like at Hard Times, they had this major every year. At Hard Times, with all the top players would come, and I got third in that 3 times in a row. And I would just get a little too tight towards the end. That's why I always admired like Shane when he was young. He started winning early, or like Joshua Filler. He's like 16, 17, running around the table with all that confidence. I was like, man, if I had that much confidence, I would have won 20 majors by now. So I admire the young players who do break through because I've had a hard time with it. So I think I made it like a big deal in my head that it's so tough to win a pro tournament, but it is. But at the same time, if you're good enough to do it, then you should just go ahead and do it, right?
It's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, right? And it's I know that from experience. But I think I appreciate all that, Scott. I'm still trying. And coming from a great player like yourself.
You're a great player. You still, to me, seem like you play the same as you've always played, right? Like, I have confidence in you. In Saudi Arabia, I was sweating you. I wanted you to do well. But when you go back and you just talk about what you talked about there, I'm pretty blunt. I'm pretty honest. I think we're our own worst enemies, right? In this sport, there's nobody that can do more damage than ourselves. That's any sport, probably, right? We're the ones that are going to destroy our own selves, right? When I took second at the Derby, I never thought I'd win it. I never thought I'd get another chance. I could talk about how many mistakes I've made my whole life. So
Right.
I think you're probably, I guess where I'm going with that is I think you're probably, from the outside looking in, I think you're probably right. I think that you are the one that made it a bigger deal on yourself than it probably was. But the problem with that is that most of us do that, right? These guys like filler, and we'll just use filler. They're so natural. They're just so natural, and they have something that a lot of us never really had. And I don't know that they ever think about losing, right? Do they ever think about losing, you think? I don't think they ever think about losing.
They don't act
Maybe
like
not.
it, that's for sure.
Did you hear
Right.
Filler's interview a few days ago after when he was winning the tournament in Vegas? I think the Pro Series. I think he just won that again, didn't he? A recent
Yes, he
Predator.
did. Yeah.
Right. And they interviewed him, but like before the finals or before the quarterfinals or something. The girl interviewed him, and she's like, "What do you think about playing a bunch of great players here in the next few rounds?" He's like, "Well, yeah, they're great players, so I'm just going to keep playing good. And well, of course, if you think about the other player too much, you're probably not playing as good as you should." Or whatever he said was really insightful and so true. Like when you're playing your best, you're just focused on your game.
Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you're playing, and it's just stay loose and play your game. I mean, there's a lot to it.
Sure.
There's a lot to sports psychology, right? Like golf.
There
Golf
is.
so similar to pool. So I like to write about it, and I've won a lot of tournaments. I've probably won like 1,000 tournaments, a lot of local tournaments and
Sure.
regional tournaments, pro-ams. So I can win, but I think I've underachieved a little bit as a pro, but I still love the challenge of it, and I still think I can win at least a few big ones.
You're extremely intelligent, right? You're extremely intelligent, like extremely intelligent. Do you think that is also a hindrance at times? You just said you write about it, you get into the psychology about it.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that can kind of stunt things in certain situations?
It could if you use your head too much. I mean, if you're thinking too much, right? Because you want to, at some point, you want to just you got to play. You want to use your head on the table on the strategy and be decisive and then execute.
Right.
Right. So, but I think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, and I hate it because I don't shut up, and I know that people can't stand it when I talk too much. But when I started teaching, Jerry Bryce, so I'm sure you know who he is. Jerry Bryce said when you decide that one of my best, and he said when you start teaching and you decide to start teaching, if you're going to play pool professionally and you're teaching at the same time. He said, the minute you decide to play a tournament, you need at least 1 month of no teaching, 1 month dedicated to just what you're doing, right? And I started just thinking about that. And you just don't see a lot of great pool teachers, not that I'm great, and real good pool players. It just doesn't really happen. So I kind of wonder if that's part of it.
It could be. Depends on how much you're teaching. One thing I've managed to do is I never really quit playing, so I trained a lot, even though I was teaching, and I'm not like always teaching all the time. But yeah, you can get to the point where you dissect everything, and because I made that DVD set, Powerful Pool, World Class Fundamentals, so I really dissected all the fundamentals, and it's fun to do that. It's great for the people who get to benefit from that, right? But yeah, at some point, you might think about it too much, and I've changed my own fundamentals several times throughout the years. So I've a lot of stuff I've done has been conscious, but at some point you got to turn off your conscious mind and just play, right?
Sure.
And just focus on your target and play the shot. So yeah, no, there's definitely a lot to be said about everything that you're saying there. For me right now, I think I did sign this contract with the World Nineball Tour this year.
Let's go, baby.
There we go. Here you go. You heard it here right now. WNT.
I'd like to play a lot of the events, as many as I can. So part of it is, you do got. I think you're right, Scott. It's good to focus on playing, even though I'm teaching right now.
Of course.
So there's like a fine line. I need to put together a promotional package, get some sponsors together. And I would like to give a legitimate run where I'm mainly just playing and focus on playing and then traveling to the tournaments. Right.
I truly think you can do some damage. I also truly think that if you get this package together and they sponsor you, I truly believe that you could also still make Team USA. I truly believe that. That's in my heart's heart. Because you're in good condition, you're strong mentally, your stroke hasn't really changed. Everything that I see is very consistent. On that, I already told you, and we already announced it. Bobby knows that Arizona Open's coming here in August, and it'll be a big event. And then there's another major event. I guess I can talk about it because Matchroom's going to release this after this airs. Another 20,000 added ranking event will be August 18th through the 22nd, which will be right after the Arizona Open. So we're going to have back-to-back 25,000 first place guaranteed events here in Arizona. Yeah.
Really?
That's awesome. That's great.
Yuma is one of them.
Yuma at a nice resort, and then which is 2.5 hours from Phoenix. Nice resort, very affordable hotel rooms. It'll be 125,000 added, $250 entry fee there. August 16th, 17th. August. Oh God, I'm so bad. Let me just look at this. It is the 13th through the 16th of August, and then the 20,000 added at Metro Sports Bar and Grill. That'll be the Phoenix Open. And that's really? August 18th through the 22nd. And you've been to Metro many, many times.
Great pool hall. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful room.
Yeah. So back-to-back events there that'll pay 25,000.
Well, good job on that, Scott.
Yeah.
Great job.
Great job. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
more for
really
the
cool.
Community. Yeah.
And you'd be a great captain, by the way, for the Team USA. I saw that you'd like to do that. And I think you'd be a great choice. And I think the players would want to play hard for you and to, you get like a coach, captain has a certain influence on the players. I think Johan had a certain influence, kind of like you didn't want to mess up for the guy. And plus the training involved and just the seriousness that he brought to it. I think you would have a similar effect in your own style.
I appreciate it.
So I
appreciate it.
I actually think you'd be a great choice. I wish you luck on that. I don't know when they decide that,
It's coming out soon. I don't know that it's my time yet. I've got so much going on. And I haven't campaigned for it quite as much. I'm not saying that I know that I am or not going to be the captain. I do think that Johan had an impact on those players. I really do. But I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it here, Bobby and I. Do you mind if I talk about it real quick, Bobby?
Go right ahead, man. Go ahead.
Bobby and I talked about it. One of the concerns is that because I'm so deep into like the commentary and working for Matchroom, one of the concerns maybe on their end or on Emily's end is that, if I didn't happen to succeed or do well with that they're concerned that it could affect me as an employee, possibly. I'm just saying that could potentially be part of the issue. I'm not saying that they're not going to pick me, but they've expressed that concern. I don't really know, but I know it's a big ordeal, right? And if I did get that position, I'd lose probably a couple of years on my life because I would take it so seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a big deal. Both of you guys. I mean, with you guys, like with the way you guys do your training, like Scott with his lessons, and I know you like with your DVDs. It's not like you guys go and just do things just to do things. I'm not going to give lessons. You guys take it to heart and you do it the correct way, and you're going to do it step by step. And I know, Scott, if you did become captain, like you said, you're going to throw all into it. And you have so much going on. I mean, your bag is full right now as it is. So I get it. And whatever happens is going to happen, right? And Max, you too with the lessons, man. Great job. You got to keep that up because I know you're into it as well.
Thank you.
He's a great teacher. Yeah.
Do you enjoy teaching? Do you enjoy it?
I do. I love it. Yeah, I love helping players get better, and because it's like a light bulb. A lot of players can't draw the ball. I enjoy helping them with the draw, especially because that's one of the big.
I got a cue. I got a cue that you can get that'll help them draw if you want it.
Yeah. Or a cue ball. You might have a cue ball as well.
I think they got shut down on that deal after a few days. They finally got like the Federal Trade Commission or something. Finally,
I'm
kind of caught
gonna
up.
message Lance. I'm gonna message Lance today and ask if he knew about that. That's hilarious.
I haven't told that story publicly, so I was kind of like, I thought it was worth telling though. It's a great story, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're going to see somebody with a similar gaff. That's what it's called, a gaff, right?
Oh, he had a
big
gaff.
I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about Larry. All right. So again, I was a kid playing with him. I was 18. He would walk around the pool room and be like, $10, you're not going to make that shot. You know what I mean? It was just, and you can't make it because he's a world champion. He's betting you $10. You can't make it, right? So later on, he's at my pool hall. I'm probably like 27 years old, right? And he comes in with Bobby Hunt, you know, one of my good friends as well, and we're gambling, you know, hanging out, bullshit, and it's $100. The basketball game ends in odd. I say even. Boom, $100, right? Okay, no problem. So I give him the $100. We're drinking, blah blah blah. Later on, he's a little hello to drink, right? So we go outside. He's getting ready to leave. I'm saying goodbye. He said, "You want a chance to make your $100 back?" I said, "All right, man, let's do it." He goes, $100, Larry. All right. He goes, all right, you flip it. I flip it. So I'm flip it. All right, $100. No problem. $100. I take the coin, right? We're outside. Bobby Hunt, a friend of his, I know him a little bit back then, has the money, $200 in his hands. The coin goes up in the air. What do you think he called? You ever hear this before?
Well, either called tails on the floor or
heads on the ground. He calls
heads on the ground.
Luckily for me, the heads was up, and I tried to take my money, and he's like, no, I said head, or up the other way. He said, no,
Yeah.
I call that. So we get into a big argument. I take my 100 back. He still walks off with his 100, so he still gets 100, and that's Larry Liscotti in a nutshell, right? Yeah. He had a gap. He got me, and if that coin heads up on the ground, he gets a 200. He walks away. Nobody's a wiser.
Yeah.
So if heads is up, he said basically heads on the ground, heads, right? And then but if it's tails, heads is on the ground. So he wins both ways, right?
He wins both ways, but I mean, I wasn't giving the 100. I took my 100 back. I should have took both 100, but I took my 100 back. And Bobby Hunt said he thought I was going to kill him that day, so he had to give me the 100 back.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get. A lot of people aren't going to get away with that in certain places.
Yeah. No, but it is what it is. But God rest his soul. Nice, great guy, but he had all the moves, right? He had all the moves. One of the best to ever do it. Did you travel with Larry at all, or just seeing him at events?
Who, me?
Yeah, Max.
I just saw him at the Stardust and a couple, like at the U.S. Open. That's where I really got to talk to him, was at the Stardust in Vegas one year.
Yep.
He was out there drinking and telling stories.
Goodness.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hotel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the Stardust was one of my favorite casinos actually in Las Vegas before they blew it up. I really liked it too.
Yeah.
They did. They blew it up.
Of course, they blew the Riviera up. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
This break is brought to you by our sponsors. It's Hilltop Promotions. That's right, Hilltop Promotions. Know the name, hear it out. Hilltop Promotions. It's Steven Tucker and Joe Furtado. These guys are bringing back the 80s, 90s, all the way to the present. They are from Anderson, South Carolina, and they have built a one-on-one venue unlike any other. What their idea is to start out is they're going to take two players, let's say from the 90s, like Tommy Kennedy and Johnny Archer in the finals of the U.S. Open. Tommy Kennedy won that match, right? It was one of the most talked about U.S. Open events of all time. They're still talking about that event. They want to take two players like that and throw them in a ring head to head and let them battle it out for big, big money. And I think that this format is absolutely insane. Guaranteed $10,000 for first place, and the winner continues forward. Okay. And that's where it's really key. Second place, or if you don't win, you're guaranteed $5,000, all expenses paid. These guys are for real. No joke. It's going to happen. They've already got the venue done, and it is incredible. It's Hilltop Promotions, Steven Tucker and Joe Furtado. They're looking to bring back the 90s. Okay.
all the way to the future. They're going to have elite players from this generation, from the past. But what they're trying to do is take these players from major finals and butt them up head to head, so the loser has a chance at revenge. Hilltop Promotions. Keep an eye out for them.
I'm going to take a minute here to talk about In the Box. Now, In the Box, Elvis has been with us since day one. He's a huge supporter to the world of pool, but not only that, he has great products. For one, look at this banner behind us. That was done by him. That's the Boom and Freezer Show. But he also can get you some shirts. If you need APA shirts, UPL League shirts, any other shirts you need for your teams or any other sporting event, you can check out Elvis. That's inthebox.com. The link is in our bio. Check them out. They do great stuff. You can get your names on them, you can get your names on the side. He also personalizes a lot of shirts and stuff like that. So if you have something special you want on it, let him know. He can make it look amazing. So check it out. That's inthebox.com. The link is in the bio. And Elvis, tell him the Boom and Freezer sent you. You might even get a discount.
Going to talk about a pool room that really needs no introduction, but this pool room is talked about all over the country, if not all over the globe. I don't know anybody that's sponsoring and representing more players than these people, but it's David and Leah Bartosiak. This room is in South Florida. This room is called Classics. That's right. It's Classic Billiards. I'll tell you what, they've got 9,300 square feet, and it's plush with diamond tables, bar tables, 9-footers. But one key feature that I'm personally in love with is a technologically advanced arena, and it's called the Aramith Arena. He's holding major events there, the PLP with Matchroom, one-on-ones. He had the Spanish Open with the 3-on-3s. He's doing it all. But this venue and this arena is second to none and dear to my heart because he's got an actual commentary platform and booth with windows that you can sit up there and work from. And me, personally, to call the games, I love it. Classic Billiards in South Florida, 9,300 square feet, full of the best tables on the planet, and the environment is second to none. Dave is not the church type going guy. He's the type of guy to let it rip. He likes to yell, likes to scream, likes to have fun. The vibe in this business is something I've never experienced before. And that's the vibe that he's trying to create all over the world. And I think he can do it. Dave is a leader. I love him like a brother. It's Classic Billiards in South Florida. And one last thing, don't forget the chicken wings. The honey barbecue chicken wings are truly the best chicken wings I've ever had in my life. And Shane Van Boning can confirm that. Classic Billiards in South Florida. We absolutely love you. Thank you so much.
Tommy's Tattoo Supply is probably one of the largest tattoo supplies companies in the world. And you can check out the link. It's on our bio. That's Tommy's Supplies, Tommy's Tattoo Supplies. This guy's everything you need from tattoos, from ink to tattoo guns to any other products you need for tattoos. He's got this great color ink as well. You got to check it out. That's Tommy's Supplies. I'm telling you, he's an awesome dude. But not only that, he's very smart. And he's got a great company. And if you have anything to do with tattoos, whether you're a tattoo company or just an artist, you got to check out his website and check him out. I promise you won't be dissatisfied. He'll take care of you, whatever you need. That's Tommy Supplies. Check out the link. We appreciate it, Tommy. Thank you very much.
Now, back to the show.
Max, did you do a lot of gambling back in your day? Besides let's talk a little bit about your road stories. What are some good road stories you got?
Well, probably that Mario Cruz one was the best, like, road story, but I've gambled more so in my early 20s,
Yep.
Not like Scott. I mean, Scott has some, like, big money, millions of dollars. I mean, he's the guy for good stories, him and CJ. But I did more like small time gambling, $1,000, 10 ahead for 1,000, I think I had a lot of pretty good wins. And actually, I think I want to start gambling a little more, playing some more top players, and play some long sets.
Yep.
So.
Did you prefer playing like 10 ahead or like race to 12?
Yeah, much better, because I was always kind of a slow starter, a little bit more nervous in the beginning.
Yep.
And then I mean, you could lose a set 11-12. And you're not even getting started, really, you know what I mean? But and you're only one game ahead, or you're only
Yeah.
one game down. But 10
Yeah,
ahead,
the times have changed now. They don't play those headsets.
I know I like those so much better because it gives you a chance to really start playing and then see who plays better, at least that day. You know what I mean?
You know why? You know why it's changed? Why do you think
Not really.
that's changed, Max? Why do you think? Think you're very intelligent. Think about it.
Are you asking me
Yeah. What? To think about it. I think I know the answer.
on why that has changed?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Great question. If people just don't want to. They have more. I don't know. They want to gamble. They want something quick. They have a less attention
So-
span.
My theory is, this just came up, but I'm just thinking about it now, is that when the pool streams started coming, Max, they started coming on, we still played some headsets, but then it started getting geared more to a little bit of a longer race. But then, and I'm not going to pick out any specific stream, but what ended up happening is the streams, because they're running a pay-per-view, they wanted to be able to schedule it a little bit more. And I think the players just slowly kind of adapted to it without realizing what was really happening. And then the younger players, when I was playing, I'll give you an example. Alex Pagulayan and I played an 8 ahead set. It was really, we were supposed to play for like 2 days. We ended up playing 6 days, right? So it was good for the pay-per-view in a sense, but it was bad in a lot of different senses. So now they wanted to schedule it. And I think that's where it started happening a little bit more. That's my opinion. I don't think it was intentional by the players. I think it was more by the promoter, the people that were putting on these streams, and then the players just kind of adopted it. It's kind of how I feel it happened, because I was just like you, and I don't know anybody from our era that didn't like playing headsets. I think that anybody that was playing a headset felt like you were going to get your play out, the better player's going to win.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where you have a chance to play your game.
Yeah.
And it's not all dictated about what happens in the first part of the set. Someone gets a big lead. Of course, in a headset, you've heard a million times, someone gets up, like say it's 10 ahead, someone's up 9-0, and then and they still lose.
For sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. The stories, what can happen.
So
No question.
that might be dead air, right? Can't remember the last time anybody played 10 ahead in the last 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's probably, it's been gone. I feel like it just has to be the streams that had a big part of it, because I was even getting pressure when Efren and I were gambling pretty high. Me and Alex were gambling high. I was getting pressure from outside sources to make it races, right? Instead of headsets, they wanted it races, like race to 10 each day for 3 days, so they could kind of condense it and time it a little bit better. And so if that was happening to me, then I'm sure this was happening to the other players, right? And I think that that's kind of probably the biggest impact that it had.
But sometimes they can go too short, like in a headset. If somebody wins real quick, it could be over in 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
It could. That's
Right.
another part of the problem. Absolutely. Yeah. So that wouldn't be good, right, for viewers. So if you and I were to play and we played a race to 30, now they can make that a race to 10 each day. And kind of like do the math and figure it out. You know what I mean? To where the viewers or the fans that pay, they get their money's worth.
Speaking of playing, what about you, Scott? You ever think about playing some more, like playing on the World Nineball Tour? As great as you play.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I don't really talk about it. I changed my style when I was around 40, and I didn't know why. I started playing more conservative, and I didn't know why I was doing this. I was passing up the offensive shots that I always played, and my shot making was suffering a little bit. And I was a real confident guy that would err on the side of confidence to my opponents. And the people that were sponsoring me at the time, finally, and talking to them, they had me go to an eye doctor here in Phoenix. And I could round up, it's probably in this file down here, I could round up the paperwork. So I went in because Bustamante several years ago got LASIK, and I felt like I knew something was wrong, but I felt like, I could just get LASIK. Anyway, I went to a top eye doctor here in Phoenix, And he came back in with my results, literally laid them down like that, and said, if anybody does LASIK on you, they should be in prison. You'll be blind in your dominant eye immediately. So I have, and it's a long word that starts with a C, a long word that starts with a C. I have a terminal condition in my dominant eye that sooner or later, obviously before I die, will go blind. But their number was 7 to 10 years. And this was 5 years ago that I got this news. But my eyes are real bad. And I used to have impeccable eyes. So when I got that news, I didn't go public with that, right? And I still tried to play quite a bit. And I won a lot, but what I did was switch my style. I started winning with my mind and my defense and moving.
Yeah.
That's how I won the U.S. Open bank pool and beat Carlo Beato in the final. I just outmoved him to death. I just won him to death. And, but it was too hard on me, and I don't have the confidence. So, no, I won't be playing because it's too tough for me mentally to try and do it.
Well,
That's understandable.
hope you don't go blind, man.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Just stay away.
Well, it's just in my dominant eye. It's not in my right eye. So I don't know. I'm not going to go blind. I'm fine. But I'm so grateful. I'm grateful, man. I mean, I don't know. I never dreamed to be where I'm at. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be on the show with you guys. I'm grateful for every little thing I have.
Well, you turned out to be a great broadcaster.
Thanks.
Which is pretty cool.
I appreciate it.
You bring a lot to the sport.
Can always be better.
He does. He's got a lot going on, right? He's got the match room. He's got the film and freezer. He's doing clinics. He's doing side work that I can't even talk about. He's got everything going on. He's an unbelievable guy. But
Oh yeah, and he gave me fishing bait. What do you call it? A swim bait rod, like 8-foot swim bait rod, and a like $120 swim bait, a reel, and then a bunch of other lures and plastics. And he was coaching me while I was at OHIV. This was like 6 months ago in the summer, like in May. He was sending me messages and calling me, telling me, put a jig on and how to take a piece off the trailer and then put it on as a trailer on the jig, then how to work the jig, right? So I was out there listening to his instructions. And I did finally cast that swim bait, but I lost it on a tree underwater tree.
Yeah, he gave me the news. It's like $100 and some dollars. But yeah, Max came to my house and I love.
Did you guys fish or no?
No, but I keep trying to get this guy here.
Yeah,
I keep trying to get this guy here because shout out to Jim and Dustin Cross. They got a beautiful ranch and they made my own. I have my own home on this ranch. They built for me and it's beautiful. It's brand new, everything. I tried to get him out there. Anyway, I love Max because Max is a student of everything. And I'm like this as well, right? A lot of people don't realize that I spend most of my time researching things that people would never dream. And so Max is just a student really of everything. And he wants to do anything that he does, he wants to do it better, right? And so he's very good at like taking information, very good. He doesn't take anything personal, which I think is, special quality, because a lot of people always feel like they're better than they are at certain things. And I know it's just like commentary. Every day I feel like I can be better. And I really didn't like the job I did at the PLP. I'm unhappy with it. I told Emily that, and she didn't respond or say I did bad, but you know what I mean. My whole point is that we can always do better. Always do better. Fishing's fun though.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, it is. What's that guy's name? Ron Kasner, that legend that
Ron Kasner.
Friend of yours? Ron Kasner. I saw a picture of him with like a 20-pound bass or something from Arizona.
Yeah, 16.
Bass. 16.
Yeah. He just called me the other day. He's the one that got me off the ground bass fishing before I was walleye fishing up in the Midwest. And I fished with him literally thousands of times. He taught me a lot. Cool. Yeah, he's a great guy, good pool player, and he's now the guide on Lake Fork. Lake Fork, one of the best bass lakes in the country. You were just talking about OHIV. OHIV carries the biggest bass in the country, if not the world. And Lake Fork is second to that probably right now.
Is that Texas also, or is
yes,
that Arizona?
Sir. Oh, yes, sir. Texas. Yeah. real shallow lake, but a big lake carries giant fish. It's just a legendary bass lake. If you know bass fishing, you know Lake Fork, and Ron's now a guide on that lake.
So
That's really cool.
what do you think fishing? All these players fish. You're fishing, Scott's fishing, Shane's fishing. What's going on with that? Why do pool players love fish so much?
Well, it gets you out of the pool room and kind of clears your mind, gets you in nature. I mean, nature's beautiful. My dad taught me how to fish when I was a kid up in Idaho, so it brings me back to the times with my dad, and gets me outside, kind of like where I might not go look for a nature trail. Now I'm looking for lakes, and I go out to the lake, go fishing, and then of course I'm enamored with the idea of catching a world record largemouth bass. So like that's like the big dream of the bass fisherman, to catch the world record. I think, it's out there. Everybody's always thinking about the biggest bass, the world record. But, I'm just happy catching bass in general. But I finally caught a 10-pounder in Mexico last year.
At Baccarat?
At Baccarat, yeah. Well, actually, the scale we had was, I think I told you, a little 1980s spring scale. I was like, oh no, that's all we got, because this was a big bass. I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. Put it on there and went 9.5 pounds on this little rusty scale. I was like, oh man, we need a better scale, because I know that's a 10, more than 10.
Yep.
Right? So I can't claim that because that scale only said it was 9.5, but it was a beautiful bass. But because I lost a 12-pounder, I think it was 12, on Lake Toho when I was 16 with a golden shiner. My mom took me out, and I didn't know what I was doing. The bass got like 6 feet from the boat, and I was like, oh. I reached for it, put a bunch of slack in the line, and the bass just rolled off and looked at me. And
oh no, I know that feeling.
So sad.
I know that feeling. Oh,
but bass fishing is fun, and it's just a very special thing. It's hard to explain.
A lot of people don't realize how much goes into bass fishing. You more than scratch the surface now. You understand, but I mean, it's so much more in depth than anybody could really imagine. If you're not into it.
Maybe we'll get Shane into catching bass. He's always catching those monster lake trout.
I'm the one that got him to get the boat, man, and he's scared. He's scared to come out here. He's scared. You're not scared, though. We might even see a Sasquatch. We might. I don't know. Do you believe in Sasquatch? Do you believe in Sasquatch?
Scott does. I can tell you that.
I think they could be. I don't really have a huge opinion on them.
Okay.
But why not? Why not?
Yeah.
If I see one, I might believe in it.
Well, you're looking at Bobby right now.
He's got the Sasquatch right there.
PNW pool.
Right there.
Yeah,
see him?
Right there.
He is.
That's a great logo. I'm actually going. PNW Pool is one of our sponsors for the show, and I'm actually going.
Northwest.
That's right. I'm
You're
actually
going up there.
Yeah, we're gonna go spend like 5 or 6 days up in the woods. Jesse Johnson, the owner of PNW Pool, which is a pool stream.
Send me a picture if you find him. I'm interested.
It's not even really about that. It's kind of like the fishing. It's kind of like the fishing, though, right? Max goes out to fish, right? He wants to go. The dream is to catch that big fish, but really, when you're out there just doing it, going through the process, that's really what it's all about. It's like the beautiful girl, right? Everybody's chasing that beautiful girl, but when you land her, it's like it's time to move on, man. It's time to move on. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Catch and release, huh?
Yeah, catch and release.
This break is brought to you by our sponsors.
I don't think I'm alone when I say that I love an inspirational story, and I'm about to give you one. Manuel Gonzalez Jr. was in the military, ended up going to the Vietnam War, and was tragically injured. Ended up losing his right arm and his right leg, underwent multiple surgeries. When he got out, most people didn't think he would walk, let alone do anything else. And not only did he walk, boy, he walked, but became one of the best pool players in the Denver area where he's from. And when people would come up to him and say, Manuel, sir, how do you do it? He would look directly at them and say, I control the rock. And I think it's pretty awesome. His son, Manuel Gonzalez III, is carrying the torch. He's letting everybody know his father's story, which is fascinating. Go to controltherock.com and check it out. There is a quick video on Manuel's story. You can see this book here and order it if you'd like. There's a jersey just like this and multiple others, which I absolutely love. It's controltherock.com. Manuel Gonzalez Jr. doing big things, carrying the story forward. And I, for myself, absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much. Go to controltherock.com.
I want to talk about my man, Andy Gow. He's been with the Boom and Freezer show since day one. Day one. He's also a friend of mine, and he's also a huge supporter to the world of pool. Andy Gow has been with us and also any other platform you can think of, following, sharing, like, share, and subscribe. That's his motto. So, Andy Gow, I just want to say thanks for being a supporter and a sponsor of the Boom and Freezer show. You're the man.
Here's somebody and another business that I want to talk about. It's PNW Pool Thing on Facebook. Stands for Pacific Northwest Pool Thing Stream. And it's Jesse Johnson. Jesse Johnson used to live here in Phoenix, and he's built all types of trophies. He's in the lighting business as well. But his love and his passion is pool. It's PNW Pool Thing Stream. Now, something else, I was just touching on lighting. You see that J Flowers sign right there? I'd say it's 2 foot by 5 foot, maybe by 4 foot. Listen, I shopped all over the globe online looking for an LED sign or some type of neon sign. LED's the way to go nowadays. This sign is dimmable. I ended up giving him a call, and in no time, this sign was done, but the price is what shocked me. Okay. I'm not making it up. You have to message PNW Pool Thing on Facebook or Instagram, PNW Pool Thing on Facebook or Instagram. His name is Jesse, and tell him the freezer sent you. Not to mention, go to PNW Pool Thing and check out their stream. It's PNW Pool Thing Stream. They're streaming your greatest content every single day. They're known as the best streamers up in the Northwest. PNW, as I said, stands for Pacific Northwest. They're simply known to stream in one of the best venues I've seen. If you go on there, you're going to be hooked. You're going to see the venue, the lighting around the table, the backdrops, everything is to the nines. PNW Pool Thing on Facebook. Thank you, Jesse Johnson, for the support, and keep doing what you're doing.
Let's talk about NM Billiards. That's NM as Nick Marino Billiards. He has an office in Berlin. It's his home. He also does a lot of cool things. He has a garage where he stores pool tables as well. If you need any kind of table work in the East Coast, give him a call. He can refurbish your table. He can buy your table. He can sell your table. And he can also refelt it. So if you need any work done, check out. The link is in our bio. It's NM Billiards. It's Nick Marino. An awesome dude. He'll take care of you or whatever you need as far as table work, whether it's refurbishing the table, bringing it back to life and getting it refelted, getting it reclothed, whatever you need. Check out Nick Marino Billiards.
I have to mention my friends here in North Phoenix. It's Metro Sports Bar and Grill. David Lee, the owner, and Alfonso, they do nothing but care for this business. It's got your favorite sporting events. The minute you walk in the front door and look to the left, there is a wall of TVs, has to be upwards of 50 flat screen TVs. They've got the food you want. They've got every sporting event you're looking for. But more importantly for me, they've got 8 9-foot tables, and they're diamonds and they're blue labels. These tables are in such great condition. I don't think there's a table in the country that plays any better than all 8 of these tables. Just keeps them in perfect condition year around. And they know how to keep a table because they play themselves. They've got 9 bar tables. Yes, blue label diamond bar tables, and they do the same for those tables. This place is your destination if you like sports and you like pool. Every single night of the week, they have some type of a tournament. They have leagues there. And then on the weekends, it's run and gun. People have a blast. It's in a great location. It's in North Phoenix off the I-17 in Dunlap. Do me a favor. If you're in Phoenix, you have to check out Metro Sports Bar and Grill. Tell them the freezer sent you.
Wayne Harriman, the Sandman, doesn't get better than this guy. Wayne Harriman has been around for a long time, supporting this sport and doing so many big things for it. I've seen him sponsor females for ladies events. I've seen him sponsor men that didn't have the money to play an event, whether it's locally or even a couple pro events. Wayne Harriman, the Sandman, has done a lot for pool. So thank you very much, Wayne. We appreciate you, man. Agape Sober Homes is a nonprofit organization that helps people with addictions, whether it's drug or alcohol, give them a place to live. Suad, a good pool player in his own right, is the head of the organization. And you can check out the link in the bio. It's Agape Sober Homes. And again, what they are doing is they're providing homes and places to live for people that in need, whether it's drugs or alcohol. I know everybody can talk about somebody in their family, if not themselves, that struggled with it. So many people have struggled with it in my lifetime. I've lost friends through addiction. My dad was an alcoholic. I can talk about him now. He passed away, but I remember going to Al-Anon meetings. So the addiction is real. Everybody knows about it. And what Suad is doing is fantastic. So check it out. It's Agape Sober Homes. And if you know somebody that needs help, have them contact him. Maybe he can help them out. Or if you want to volunteer, it's a nonprofit organization that helps people with addictions. Suad, great job. Agape Sober Homes. Check them out in the bio.
Now, back to the show.
What do you got coming up immediately, Max? What's your goals for this year, 2026? What's Max Eberle doing for the USA?
Good question. Well, now Yuma's going to be on the schedule.
Oh, we also, just so you know,
Open,
just so you know, we have the McDermott Open here in July. It's
Yes, sir.
2 weeks before the Florida Open, and then we're having another WNT in Rax in Long Island. So if you can do Connecticut and East Coast, there's going to be 3 events back to back on the East Coast before we head our way to Arizona. And we're making an announcement later on today that it's official. So we got that going on. So
all right,
be that part.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Well, maybe I'll go up there. Depends on the sponsorship situation. But I like to play Saudi Arabia. Of course, with the world's kind of going crazy. I always said that pool would be the #1 sport in the world if the world doesn't blow itself up first. So hopefully this whole situation calms down a little bit.
This is going to be a little. It's going to be a little different now with Saudi Arabia now with what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
With the world traveling, we got $250,000 prize money. And what do you think is going to happen with that? You have an idea? Thoughts?
Well, $250,000 for first. There's $1 million total, I think, in that tournament. So yeah,
$250,000 for first. Yep. Absolutely.
It's on the west side of Saudi Arabia, which is farther away from Iran. But I think they even sent some missiles into Saudi Arabia, maybe, or I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, nobody wants this war. I think we got a bunch of psychopaths running things, or they think they're running things, but they don't have a heart for people, and a bunch of lies that we hear in the news. I mean, that'll be a whole nother topic, but I'd like to see the world continue, and I'd like to see pool become the #1 sport. And I think the people of the world would like to see no war and would rather see pool than war. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Pool wars.
Like you were at. Was it last year that you were in Saudi last year?
Yeah.
One of my favorite places to go. It's just
Food's
absolutely.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You were talking about that, right? The halal chicken. It is amazing.
It is amazing. The rice and the chicken and the sauces that they use there. I don't know. My mouth is watering. But yeah, I haven't eaten yet today.
We can go back there.
Yep, we'll go. It'll be good.
You're looking for some sponsors. So what you got going on for this year? You want to travel? You want to do all the big events, like you said?
I would like to. Yeah, that would be great to actually do that. I need to. I'm on the road right now. I don't live in Florida. I'm in I bought a van in Ohio, and I'm going to work my way back to Las Vegas, and probably pass through Yuma on my way to Ensenada. They still have things in Ensenada because I lived there during COVID. Went down there for like 3 years in Mexico, just to get away from all the BS happening during that whole time. And so I'm kind of on the road with this van, and but I'd like to figure out where to live and set up a pool table and train and go to all the big events, God willing.
Well, I'll tell you this, Max. I'll tell you what I'll commit to right now, and I don't know whether it matters or not, but let me know in the future, please. But the entry fee for the Arizona Open, or the Phoenix Open, excuse me, is $400, And if you don't have sponsor by then, you're in. You'll be put in.
All right, thanks.
And then the Arizona
Scott.
Open is a $250 entry fee, and put you in that as well. So you let me know ahead of time, so that we can plan. Yeah. So just confirm with me in the next 30 days. Just confirm whether you need that or not. No problem.
Thank you. When is the US tournament? Do you know?
Yeah, it's going to be the 13th through the 16th of August.
Of August, and then right after it, the Phoenix Open.
Yes, the Phoenix Open is the 18th through the 22nd, and then the AZ Open is the 13th through the 16th, and then directly after that is the U.S. Open in Frisco, Texas. So it's kind of like a trail. But like Bobby said, he's going to have McDermott Open, and then the Florida Open, and then everybody will start coming out this way to Arizona.
We got 5 weeks of WNT match after
madness.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And I think that Dave Bartosiak also at Classic Billiards is having a ranking event right before the Florida Open. So I don't even know. I know that Bobby's got one. It's going to be a lot of pool in July and August. A lot.
It's kind of bittersweet because that's a real good time for bass fishing.
Who are you telling? I know the night fishing here. That's something. Oh gosh,
night fishing in particular in the summer with the jitterbug or however you do it. You know.
Yeah. A black and blue jig with a chigger craw on it. And, oh gosh,
it was tough.
Yeah.
To not fish.
We've had 100 fish nights, and giants in Roosevelt Lake. Don't come out to Roosevelt Lake, people. Anyway.
All right. So real quick. 2026, you want to play in events. So what's your goal? Are you trying to get Mosconi? Is that your goal? Or trying to win more of a major? Like you said, you want to go to Saudi? Or you want to play in all the events? What is your big goal in 2026?
I mean, it's very expensive to play on all the events. I think it's like 100,000 or 140,000. I mean, to really play in all of them and to train properly, it's not cheap, right? So what I would like to do compared to what I'm going to be set up to do, hopefully I can match those two together and get the money to do that, right? Because it's not cheap. So, but if given the opportunity, I would definitely be committed and set up a training facility and play in all the events. So there's that. So play as many major events as I can. What's your question? 2026? What am I going to do?
Yeah. What's your ultimate goal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Plus, you're talking about Mosconi. I think the Mosconi Cup it's fun to talk about, but I think it should be set up a little different, where it's really the top 5 guys ranked, because it's all.
I talk about this all the time.
It's too political. It gets down like, why do they even have a ranking system if they're not going to take the top 5 guys, right? It's almost like, yeah, you got to be ranked in the top 3. I'd love to be ranked number 1, have an amazing year and be ranked 1, 2, or 3. But there's a lot of guys chasing that, right? And so if you make the top 5, I think you deserve to be on the team, right? I think it should be like really an easy process, and it shouldn't be so political, or for those other 2 spots. It should just be cut and dry. Top 5 guys on the team. Everybody earned it through your play.
Yeah, we talked about this.
You know what I mean? So I think that if they could take
I understand why they do it.
Listen to that viewpoint and change it.
Yeah, I don't know that it even necessarily comes from Emily. So we've talked about it a lot.
Barry Hearn, maybe.
You just don't know, right? I don't know where it comes from. I don't disagree with it, right? The problem is that in anything, there's politics. This is what I've learned. In anything successful, unfortunately, there's politics, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Well, to answer your question, I would rather win a major event anyway than make the Mosconi Cup. It would mean a lot more. Know what I mean?
Do you think you could? Do you think you could make Team USA still, if you played the majority of the ranking events?
I think I could. I think it would be tough to be top 3, but I think I could do it. But then even if I was considered, I've always been overlooked because I was ranked fifth a couple times, and then they put Earl on, which is totally understandable because Matchroom loves Earl, and he's a great draw for everybody. Those 2 years that I was ranked fifth, Earl was on the Mosconi Cup in my place, or as a wild card. Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah.
Let's touch on that real quick. So I thought you'd made Team USA back in the day.
No, I
you've never
was.
made it?
I never did. I was ranked fifth twice, and Earl was put on the team as the wild card both times.
Oh, so
And
you
then
had your heart ripped out.
in 2019, it was supposed to be between Corey Dolan and me, and I won the little year-long academy they had, like in Texas.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yep.
I ended up winning that tournament with the. I played real good against Bergman in the finals, and all the other kids. So I go to Russia and play. That's when I played Federer. And
I remember
match,
this.
right? So it was supposed to be between Corey and me at the international, and then Justin had an amazing tournament, got fourth, and they loved how he played, so they put him on the team. And he was playing great. He totally is a great Mosconi team member, right? But no, I never did make the team. But I did make the USA versus Russia. That's why everybody thinks I was on the team, because I was on that Team USA versus Russia in 2019. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
but
stunned that you didn't make Team USA, actually. I'm just actually stunned at that. For some reason, I just automatically felt like you had already been on that. And I know when I was looking at your resume, I didn't see it on there. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it seemed like it, right? Yeah, it seemed like
Close
you
a
were
lot of
on
times.
there
A
for
lot
sure.
of people thought that I was on there, just assumed that I was on there. And I'd like to be one day, but I think I always wanted to get out there and earn it, play better in the WNT events. I don't want to be just kind of sneak my way on by points. I want to do great and win a major. That would mean more to me, to win a major.
Sure, of course.
And then if you do that, you're probably on the team anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for sure with the points.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
It's
How do you
tough. It's
prepare,
tough to get
real
out there.
quick? How do you prepare yourself for a major? Because you're playing, like you said, the people like the fillers and the Federers and those people. How do you get your mindset ready to play in something like that?
Play a lot of pool. Play like 8 to 12 hours a day. Try to play on the best equipment. And play probably some money matches. I did the best I could this past summer. I played at my friend's house, but he had kind of big pockets. My friend Dode Overton in Ohio, and also my friend Todd Beal. He has a Brunswick. I think playing on a tighter table, more like to have an actual WNT table at your house, and to also be playing against another great player a lot, I think is good. Like Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and David Alcady. I think they kind of grew up playing each other.
Yeah.
It's good to have that sparring partner.
Yeah.
Or a few different
Competition.
sparring partners. Maybe live in a town where there's more great players and play against them. Don't you guys agree? Like
I do, and
heat on yourself.
I'm a big fan of, and we have this here in Phoenix, I guess probably partially because of me, but I'm a big fan of every pool room having at least one 4 1/8 or 4-inch table, right? At least one in good condition. I'm a big fan of that because you're going to have these guys that come in and out, but I can promise you those tables, the 4-inch to 4 1/8 tables, you can rarely get on them, but it's good for guys like you. And I wish every pool room in the country had 1 to 2 4-inch tables that the top players could really dial in on.
Yeah, I got one right here, table 8, 4-inch pocket, gold crown 7, beautiful. Even before the 3, we had it, and I think that helped, Lucas Casa-Werner as well, get to the level where he's at because of those small tables. But I do agree with you as far as the competition. Like we had Fran and David on the show together, and they said it made a big difference when you're playing each other because of the competition. You can't miss every single time, so you get in that mindset, right? That's what you were talking about, Max. Like when you play that competition.
Yeah, you just become automatic. I was talking about this on the Gangster Pool the other day. My grandpa told me, he said the top pros, they're pretty near automatic, when it comes to running out. And that's just where you got to get, and when you're young and everything, and you're real healthy, and that's all you're doing, playing pool. You guys know, like maybe it's a little easier but I enjoy the challenge and try to stay in great shape and the best shape I can get. Try to eat right, and maybe my eyes aren't as good as when I was younger, but I did get LASIK like 5 years ago, and my eyes are pretty good. My dominant eye isn't quite as good as it used to be, so I think I have little issues with that. So I'm always trying to work out the correct alignment, making sure that's right. And for the most part, it works, but it is a little different when pre 35 years old, when my eyes were like totally perfect with no contacts and no surgery. Yeah.
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 I think now you rely on your routine. Like I just use Fedor-Gorst over and over and over. The reason I use Fedor-Gorst over and over and over is because he's not a natural player. He's a working player, and he relies on his routine over and over and over. So when he is in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment, in the finals of the U.S. Open, he's not thinking about what he has to do. His routine just comes naturally, right? And I think that obviously he's conscious on parts of that routine, right, which keep him positive. But I think that that's why if you can get into a routine, what I mean by that is your pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
You know, that's what these guys really, they do it so much that that's what they rely on. It's no different to them now when they're practicing versus when they're in the heat of battle on the main stage. That's what they want anyway. They want that difference to be very slight, right? They don't want to recognize it much. They want that pressure to feel just like they're practicing. Even though that's not possible, I think that they get as close as they can to that point where it's just another day.
Another shot.
Yeah, very wise words. Yeah, the pre-shot routine. Yeah, and if you got to practice your routine, right, so that they are the same. That's the brilliant part of that. Yeah, Bob Rotella talks about the routine a lot in his golf books. It's like your rod and staff, your routine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So no, that's good, because I can tend to get too relaxed when I practice and just like real flow in the flow and I tend to play faster, right?
Of course.
And then
Me
in
too.
tournaments I'd slow down, So yeah, it's good to bring those two closer together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
We had Moritz Newhausen on the show a couple months back, and he was talking about like even his chalk. He puts his chalk on the dot, the circle, so he gets that out of it. It's part of his routine. So if he's thinking about putting the chalk on the dot, he's not thinking about the next shot. He's thinking about doing his routine to get to the ball. You know what I mean? It's like Scott said, it's a lot to do with what's up in between the ears.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No doubt.
All right, Max. What's something you want the world to know about Max Eberle? If you had to tell everybody something about Max Eberle, what do you want to tell them?
Well, can I plug my website?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
ProPoolAcademy.com. Pro Pool Academy. It's a membership website. You get for $200, you get lifetime access. They have like 15 courses in there. Everything from pre-shot routine to draw, follow, strategy. And just check out the website and you'll see what's on there.
And that's ProPoolAcademy.com.
Yeah. And that I'm an artist. If you want to see my art, check out just Google Max Eberle art on Google, and then you'll see a lot of my work. And that I'm rooting for all the little people out there, all the people of the world. I'd like to see a little more compassion from the people at the top, and not to do these wars. None of the people want it. Scott, you travel around the world, and people are great all over the world.
They are.
And
they really are.
Yeah, we're really nobody wants any of these wars. So
no.
I
unfortunately,
think that's where my
you and
head's
I, you and I aren't going to be able to stop that. Unfortunately, and it sucks.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
All right, that's all I got, Scott. You got anything else?
No.
You got to touch anything else?
You got any crazy off the wall road story that you can remember? Anything? If not, we'll kill it, because I think it's been excellent. You are very intriguing. I think you're a very intriguing person. I always have. So
Well, thank you, brother. And,
Yeah, no problem.
No, you're
No off the wall road story.
off the wall road story. Let's see.
Like just something that you're afraid to even tell people.
Like you escaped, you escaped gambling. You did. Come on, you got something in there.
Well, but or you lost your boxers or anything.
Lost what?
Your boxers
my boxers.
Or you slept with some twin girls. I don't know.
Shit.
I mean, anything.
Let's see. Crazy road story. Yeah, I wish I had a really good one. I know I have a lot actually, but
do you remember? Did you ever hear of Bubba in Clearwater, where you're at right now, the pawn shop guy, the one that Chris Bartram beat out of about 200,000? The one
I've heard of him.
That's right there in Clearwater. He's no
Really?
longer with us, but yeah, we most of the players back in our era would camp out there in Clearwater, and he was a very, very high-paced gambler and would bet it up. But he was a lot of fun. Not in that pool room right there. I can't remember the name of the pool room, but anyway, the guy that ran it was Eric.
What did you say, Eric?
Yeah, the guy that ran it, maybe Family Billiards. I can't remember if it's still there or not.
I think it's still there.
Okay, yeah, this room, millions of dollars were bet in this room, millions just with me, I think, me and one other guy. Yeah, literally multi-millions of dollars were bet. Yeah, oh my gosh,
that's cool. Arizona, there I had a little story. I was down there when I was 22 in Arizona, and Tucson. I had long hair back then and a ponytail, and I would wear this like bandana, like Native American bandana. I was real tan from being outside. I was hitchhiking with my brother.
You were really hitchhiking?
Yeah, literally hitchhiking. And I was on the road with my brother and his friend Freedom, who is a great singer and guitar player. My brother plays great guitar. So we're out on the road, and we don't really have any money. And I go to the pool hall to try to make some money. And there's a guy in there. He wanted to play me for money. So I had all these crystals. I pulled them out of my pocket just to empty my pockets like I do. And I laid out the crystals on the little bench by the table. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, these are my crystals." I said, "Every shot is your prayer to the universe." And he was like, "Okay." And then I proceeded to like play real good, and I beat him out of like $40 or $50. And then I had my cue on the back of my backpack because I was hitchhiking. So I had this one like a kind of like a Fellini case and my cue back there. And then I go out and meet my brother. I don't know where they were, like a couple of miles away. And I said, "Guys, we got food money." We go to the supermarket, buy a loaf of bread, a thing of lettuce, tomato, onions, and cheese. And we were like feasting on that food I got. But then I go back to Virginia like a couple months later, and my friend was like, "Man, I heard some story about a hippie out there in Tucson laying out crystals on the table." He said, "Every shot is your prayer to the universe." I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Did the guy get any of the crystals?
No, I took them back. They were corks. I found them in the desert by the Huachuca Mountains.
So you put up crystals to win $50.
Well, no, I actually, something like that. No, I wasn't putting up the crystals. I must have had $20 in my pocket, but
okay.
$10.
It didn't sound like it. Okay.
No, I guess we weren't totally with zero money, but we needed money. I don't know how that works, but anyway, I ended up with the money. And but that's actually has there's a lesson in there when it comes to playing your game. You're only as good as your last shot, right? So everything you do is a reflection to the universe right now, is your prayer to the universe. What's your whatever you put in, you get out. But
sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like this is who I am in this moment, and I'm going to put 100% into this shot, right? Yes. Or like I'm going to learn bass fishing 100%, or how I treat a person is my prayer to the universe. This is how I want to present myself to God as a person. So I don't know. Maybe
think
that's
that's great.
something that we could leave with the people out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, and appreciate you
I
guys
think
having me on.
I think it's great. Thank you, Max. You've been great. We really appreciate you, man. We really
You're very welcome.
I got a couple more rapid fire questions for you. Just
Oh boy.
quick answers. Quick answers. What was your toughest defeat in pool ever?
I mean, it would have to be the semifinals of the World Straight Pool in 2006 when I lost to Thorsten Homan, trying to get into the finals, both of us. That was the year, he won his first World Straight Pool. After he beat me, he beat Ralph Eckert.
Yep.
But I was 23 balls away from winning that match, getting to the finals. And we both didn't play our best pool. It was a real tough match. But, yeah, that was probably my toughest.
What about your biggest win? What about your biggest win? Sorry, Scott.
Biggest win?
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as match goes, was, well, I guess beating Dennis Merculio in the Derby Straight Pool 2013.
I guess.
In the finals. Yeah, to win that. Even though actually he forfeited, he conceded. I needed like 10 balls, and he just came up and shook my hand. So I didn't really get that final win.
You were beating him, and he knew you were going to run the balls out.
Yeah, I made a great break shot, busted them all open, and then he shook my hand. But yeah, I guess the juniors were huge for me, and the collegiates, and some of the big 9-ball tournaments I've won. But that Derby was probably the biggest.
Yeah.
For me.
Especially as good as Dennis was playing then. So that's huge. That's huge.
Well, I had to beat Niels Fayen and then Alex Pegulayan, like 3 world champions in a row I had to beat. But actually beating some of my heroes, even just in a match, like to beat Nick Varner or Buddy Hall, or Strickland beating him finally, or beating Mika Immonen finally. Those were all big matches.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a title, anytime you beat a guy like that. But, yeah,
nice.
No.
Of course.
Awesome.
Who's your favorite player growing up? Or when you
growing up, besides my grandpa and Willie Mosconi, it was Garten Bierbauer. I mean, pros that you would know would be Nick Varner, Mike Siegel, Earl Strickland, Buddy Hall. But Garten Bierbauer is actually a legend from Ohio. He's got a high run of 31 points in 3-cushion billiards, and he's still the greatest 9-ball player I've ever seen. And he's known in Ohio, but it's hard to find somebody who knows him outside Ohio.
Garten Bierbauer. And you're talking about the same state as Joey Spaeth, Gary Spaeth?
Yeah.
Garten Bierbauer. Okay.
Beerbauercues.com. You can't really make cues anymore because he had a couple strokes and his eyes aren't so good. He's up around 80 now. But when I played him, I was a teenager. I would basically rack for him every night.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, and he'd just run out, not miss for hours. Smoothest stroke ever, and got the cue ball on a dime. And he was a beast as a young road player when he was like around 20. And he was he saw Don Willis play a lot. So if you go to my YouTube channel, type in Don Willis, Garten Bierbauer, my videos will pop up of Garten Bierbauer talking about Don Willis and other stories. And those are some great stories.
All right.
So I might not have a great story, but Garten Bierbauer.
You've got great stories.
Amazing.
You got good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you.
Before we go, a big thank you to our sponsors who make this show possible: Jay Flowers, Classic Billiards, Tommy's Tattoo Supply, Nick Marino Billiards, Metro Sports Bar, Anytime Billiards, Control the Rock, Agape Sober Homes, Wayne Harriman, Andy Gow, In the Box, PNW Pool Thing, and Hilltop Promotions.